Have you ever felt like your biggest enemy is you, not the people around you, not the critics, not even the challenges you face, but that voice inside, the one that doubts your worth, that hesitates when it's time to act, that pulls you back just when you're about to rise? Let me tell you something. Mastery doesn't start in the gym. It starts in the mind. It's not about how fast you punch, it's about how clearly you think. It's not about how strong your body is. It's about how calm your spirit is in chaos. Most people spend their lives trying to control everything around them. But the true warrior, the real master, learns to control himself. Today, I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to wake you up, to show you what it truly means to master your thoughts, your emotions, your energy. Because if you can win the battle within, no force outside you will ever be able to break you. 1, know thyself before you strike. Before you throw a punch, before you take any action in life, you must first understand who is doing the striking. That's the essence of true mastery. You cannot control your mind, your reactions, or your emotions unless you truly know what drives them. Most people walk through life reacting to everything around them without ever stopping to ask, why did I get angry? Why did I hesitate? Why do I keep repeating the same mistakes? Knowing yourself means more than just knowing your name, your goals, or your skills. It means becoming deeply aware of your inner world, your fears, your insecurities, your hidden desires, and the silent beliefs that run your life without your permission. It means standing in front of the mirror, not just to adjust your appearance, but to see the truth of who you are. Ask yourself, what am I afraid of losing? What patterns do I fall into when I'm stressed or hurt? Do I seek validation from others? Do I avoid conflict? These questions aren't meant to shame you, they're meant to free you. Because the more aware you are of your inner landscape, the less power your unconscious mind has over you. Spend time every day just a few quiet minutes away from the noise of the world. No distractions, no performance. Just you and your thoughts. Sit in silence, breathe, and listen. Journal what you discover. You might uncover things that surprise you, hidden pain, forgotten dreams, or buried anger. Don't run from it. Observe it without judgment. That's how you start healing. That's how you gain power. Because once you understand your weaknesses, you can begin to train them. Once you see your triggers, you can choose a different response. And once you truly know yourself, no insult, no failure, no challenge can unbalance you. Self-awareness is the foundation of all power. It's not a soft practice, it's the most courageous act a warrior can commit to. Know yourself, and no opponent will ever catch you unprepared. 2, embrace the void of stillness. In a world that worships noise, movement, and constant achievement, stillness is seen as weakness. But let me tell you, the most powerful warriors are not those who move the fastest, but those who know when to be still. True mastery begins not in action, but in awareness. And awareness can only be found in silence. Stillness is where you meet your real self. It's where your thoughts rise to the surface, your emotions reveal their roots, and your soul begins to speak. Most people run from stillness because it forces them to feel. But a warrior, someone seeking self-mastery, doesn't run. He listens. When you sit in silence, you come face to face with your restlessness, your fears, your regrets. At first, it may feel uncomfortable, even painful, but stay with it. Don't distract yourself. Don't check your phone. Just breathe. Because with each breath, the chaos inside you begins to settle. Like muddy water left undisturbed, your mind slowly clears. This is not just about meditation or spiritual practice. It's about reclaiming control over your own nervous system. When you pause before you react, you step into your power. Instead of being a slave to anger, fear, or impulse, you become a master of choice. You learn to respond, not react. And in this stillness, something magical happens. Ideas come, clarity rises, energy renews. You begin to see what really matters and what doesn't. You begin to move with purpose, not panic. I used to train for hours in physical techniques, but the greatest training I ever did was in the discipline of quiet. Because when your mind is still, your body moves with precision. When your heart is calm, your choices carry weight. Stillness is not the absence of motion. It's the presence of mastery. Don't fear it. Embrace it. It's in the void that you discover your true strength. 3. Cultivate relentless adaptability. One of the greatest enemies of self-mastery is rigidity, the belief that there's only one way, one form, one path. But life doesn't care about your plan. It throws change at you, bends your path, breaks your rhythm. And if you remain stiff mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you will snap under pressure. And that's why the true master is not the one who resists change, but the one who adapts to it with grace. I always said, be like water. Why? Because water never argues with the cup. It never complains about the rocks in its path. It simply flows, adjusting, shifting, adapting, yet always moving forward. That's the mindset of self-mastery. You must learn to remain true to your values, but flexible in your approach. Let's make it simple. When your plan fails, don't freeze. Don't whine. Don't let your ego scream, but it was supposed to go this way. Instead, ask yourself, what can I learn? How can I shift? What else is possible? That is how you remain powerful when everything around you changes. Adaptability doesn't mean weakness. It means wisdom. It means observing what is real instead of clinging to what should be. It means turning unexpected challenges into fuel. Did your training partner change? Adjust your rhythm. Did your business fail? Learn from it, pivot, and rebuild stronger. Did someone betray you? Heal, grow, and become more discerning. Every twist in the journey is a new form to embody, not a reason to give up. And let me say this clearly. Adapting is not about surrendering your dreams. It's about updating your strategy while staying loyal to your purpose. When a river hits a boulder, it doesn't stop flowing, it simply finds a new way around it. That's what you must do. In martial arts, I never fought the same opponent twice the same way. I studied, I adjusted, I responded not out of panic, but out of presence. That same principle applies to your life. Stop clinging to outdated identities and old routines. You are not a machine. You are a living, evolving force. Treat yourself like one. Self-mastery means knowing when to stand firm and when to shift, when to speak and when to stay silent, when to push and when to flow. And the more adaptable you become, the more unstoppable you are, because nothing surprises you. Nothing breaks you. You don't fear change. You become it. 4. Turn obstacles into allies. Most people see obstacles as enemies. They curse them, avoid them, complain about them. But let me tell you the truth. If you want to master yourself, you must change the way you see struggle. Every obstacle in your path is not there to stop you. It's there to shape you. You don't grow in comfort, you grow in fire. You grow when things don't go your way, when the world tests your patience, your strength, your discipline. That pain you feel, it's not punishment, it's pressure. And pressure is what turns coal into diamonds. When I was young, I faced racism, rejection, and injuries that nearly ended my career. People told me I was too short, too foreign, too different to ever make an impact. But every single insult became fuel. Every closed door taught me how to build my own. Every failure taught me where I was weak, so I could return stronger. You see, the obstacle itself is not the enemy. It's your reaction to it. Some people freeze when challenged. Others complain. But the master, he studies the obstacle. He leans into it. He asks, what is this teaching me? What skill am I lacking? What part of my mind still resists growth? Your failures are not accidents, they are blueprints. Your betrayals are not signs of defeat, they're lessons in discernment. That heartbreak you suffered, it didn't break you, it revealed your strength to heal. That job you lost, maybe it forced you to find your real path. Nothing is wasted when you're awake. But here's the key. You must stop taking struggle personally. Life is not out to get you. Life is out to grow you. And the moment you stop playing victim and start asking, how can I use this? You reclaim your power. Even in martial arts, your opponent is not just someone to defeat. They are your mirror. They show you where your technique falters, where your balance breaks, where your reaction is too slow. And every time you fail, you're gathering information, gaining awareness, refining your ability. So the next time something stands in your way, don't shrink, don't rage, don't collapse. Step forward, face it, study it, ask it what it came to teach you. Turn your obstacle into an ally. Let it sharpen you, let it humble you, let it transform you. Because the man who sees obstacles as gifts becomes unstoppable. Not because life became easier, but because he became stronger. 5, harmonize body, mind, and spirit. You can have the strongest body in the world, but if your mind is scattered and your spirit is lost, your strength will never reach its full potential. True self-mastery is not about domination of one part of yourself. It's about alignment. It's about creating harmony between your body, your mind, and your spirit, so that every part of you moves in the same direction, with the same purpose, and with the same inner clarity. Too many people train their bodies relentlessly but ignore their minds. Or they fill their minds with knowledge but neglect the vessel that carries them. Or worse, they chase success without ever asking if their spirit feels at peace. That's not mastery, that's imbalance. And imbalance, sooner or later, leads to collapse. Think of your being as a 3-legged stool. If one leg is weak or ignored, you'll never sit in stillness, you'll fall. Your body is your foundation, your strength, your health, your stamina. It's the tool through which you act in the world. Your mind is your processorate, controls your decisions, your focus, your discipline. It's where ideas are born and fears are faced. Your spirit is your compass. It keeps you aligned with truth, with peace, with purpose. It is the part of you that asks, why am I doing this? When your body is tired, your mind must carry it. When your mind is clouded, your spirit must guide it. When your spirit is shaken, your body must anchor it. That is the beauty of inner harmony. Each part strengthens the others when one is weak. So ask yourself, are you training all three? Are you feeding your body the right foods, giving it rest, building its strength, not for vanity, but for vitality? Are you sharpening your mind through learning, through discipline, through reflection? Are you listening to your spirit, not the noise of ego, but the quiet voice inside that speaks in moments of silence and truth? When I trained, I didn't just practice punches and kicks. I trained my thoughts, my breath, my awareness. I read philosophy. I reflected in solitude. I asked myself hard questions, not just about fighting, but about life, about meaning, about who I was becoming. Because what good is speed without wisdom? What use is power without peace? Mastery is not about being the best at one thing. It's about being complete. It's about creating a life where your thoughts, your actions, and your purpose move together in flow. When the mind wants to act, the body listens. When the spirit whispers truth, the mind obeys. And when your entire being works as one, you move through the world with a calm, centered power that no storm can shake. This is what it means to be whole. This is what it means to live like a warrior. Harmony is the hidden strength most never train. But when you cultivate it, you don't just perform better, you live better. You suffer less. You fight clearer. You love deeper. You walk with quiet confidence because every part of you is aligned. So don't just train harder, train wiser. Balance the outer and the inner. Strengthen the body, sharpen the mind, and elevate the spirit. That is the true art of self-mastery. 6, forge unwavering discipline. Talent will start the journey, but only discipline will finish it. You can be gifted. You can be passionate. You can have dreams that set your soul on fire. But if you lack the discipline to show up day after day, especially when motivation disappears, then your potential will remain just that. Potential. Discipline is the bridge between intention and execution. It is the quiet force behind every great achievement, every mastered skill, every transformed life. It's not flashy. It doesn't get applause, but it is the difference between the warrior and the wanderer, between those who live deliberately and those who live by default. Understand this. Your mind is not always your friend. It will resist discomfort. It will crave distraction. It will try to negotiate with your goals. It will whisper, just skip today, or you'll start tomorrow. Discipline is the voice inside you that answers back, no, I move anyway. When I trained, I didn't wait for the perfect mood. I didn't train only when I felt like it. I trained when I was tired, when I was bored, when I was frustrated, because I knew that every rep, every movement, every moment of repetition was building something deeper than skill. It was building character. Discipline is not about punishment. It's about alignment. It's about designing your life so your actions reflect your highest values. If you say you want to be great, but your habits are weak, you're lying to yourself. And no one ever mastered anything by lying to themselves. Start small. Build systems that support your growth. Wake up early, not because the world says it's right, but because it gives you control over your day. Set goals not to impress others, but to measure your own evolution. Create routines not to feel robotic, but to stay rooted when life becomes chaotic. You won't always feel inspired. That's why you need discipline. Inspiration is like fire, it flares up and burns out. But discipline is the wood you feed into the fire every single day. It's what keeps you going when no one is watching, when no one is clapping, when results haven't arrived yet. And let me tell you something powerful. When you live with discipline, you gain a secret kind of confidence. It's not loud. It doesn't need to prove anything, but it's there. It's in the way you walk, the way you speak, the way you keep promises to yourself. That inner fire, no one can take it from you. People ask me, how did you become Bruce Lee? The truth is, I became Bruce Lee by mastering myself. And that began with showing up relentlessly, consistently, deliberately, even when no one believed in me, even when the world doubted me. Self-mastery is not built in moments of excitement. It's built in moments of repetition. In the early morning hours when you want to sleep. In the quiet nights when you want to quit. In the ordinary routines that eventually create extraordinary results. So, if you want power, true power, the kind that no one can take away from you, then commit to this. Forge unwavering discipline. Let it become your rhythm. Let it become your mindset. Let it become the silent proof that you are no longer controlled by impulse, but led by purpose. 7. Live in the present. Act without hesitation. If you truly want to master yourself, there's one lesson you cannot ignore. The power of presence. Most people are not living, they are remembering or anticipating. They're stuck in the regrets of the past or the anxieties of the future. They think about what went wrong yesterday or what might go wrong tomorrow. And in doing so, they miss the only thing that ever truly belongs to them. This moment. I've seen fighters lose before the battle even began, not because they lacked skill, but because their minds were somewhere else. They were haunted by past failures or distracted by imagined outcomes. But when you live fully in the present, you become untouchable. Because in the present, there is no fear, no shame, no what-ifs. There is only clarity, and clarity is power. Presence is not passive. It's power in stillness. When your mind is focused, your actions become sharp. Your reaction time improves. Your decisions become effortless. Why? Because you're not clouded by doubt or overthinking. You're not 5 steps ahead or 10 steps behind. You're here. And here is where mastery lives. When I practiced my movements, I didn't just repeat them, I became them. I wasn't thinking about how to strike or how to move. I simply allowed my body to express what my spirit already knew. This level of flow is only possible when you let go of hesitation. And to let go of hesitation, you must let go of fear. So many people waste their lives waiting for the right time, waiting for the perfect mood, waiting for the fear to disappear. But let me tell you the truth. There is no perfect time. There is no perfect mood. And fear does not vanish. You simply stop feeding it. You don't need to know the outcome before you take the first step. You don't need approval before you start building. You don't need the whole map before you begin the journey. What you need is courage. In this breath, focus in this moment, and action without delay. Living in the present doesn't mean ignoring your goals. It means locking in your energy, your awareness, your intention right now, so that every action is clean, strong, and aligned. Because the moment you start second guessing, you lose rhythm. The moment you overanalyze, you disconnect from your instincts. Your power lives in decisiveness, in the ability to act not recklessly, but boldly. You've trained, you've prepared. Now trust yourself. Mastery is not perfection. It is presence combined with deliberate motion. It's not about never making mistakes. It's about making honest moves with full attention. And there is deep peace in that. When you live this way present, focused, unshaken, you stop being pulled by the chaos of the world. You stop reacting to everything. You become centered, calm. You observe instead of absorbing. You choose your response instead of being a puppet to your emotions. So ask yourself, where's your attention right now? Is it wandering in the past, worrying about the future? Or is it here fully awake, fully alive, ready to move with clarity and force? Because that's what self-mastery demands. To live now, to act without hesitation, and to trust the power that lives within you in this very breath. This breath is your sword. This moment is your battlefield. Be here, be sharp, be free. 8. Detach from ego, connect with purpose. If you want to master yourself, there is one enemy you must confront, a silent, powerful force that disguises itself as confidence, but secretly feeds your weakness. That enemy is the ego. Ego is the voice that craves applause before mastery has been earned. It's the whisper that says, "I already know enough," when you still have everything to learn. It's the mask that demands to be seen, to be admired, to be validated, yet deep down, it is terrified of being exposed. Let me be clear. Ego is not strength. Ego is fragile. It seeks control through illusion. It pretends to be fearless, but it's driven by insecurity. And unless you recognize it, unless you humble yourself enough to face it, ego will sabotage your growth at every stage. I've seen students stop learning because their pride wouldn't let them look like beginners. I've seen warriors fall because they thought they were invincible. I've seen talented people lose everything because they built their lives around appearances instead of substance. That's what the ego does. It builds a house of glass and convinces you it's a fortress. But the path of true self-mastery begins when you tear that illusion down, when you stop asking, "How do I look?" and start asking, "Who am I becoming?" When you stop comparing yourself to others and start competing only with the person you were yesterday. Detach from ego. Let go of the need to prove, to impress, to dominate. You don't need to be the loudest in the room. The most powerful presence is often the quietest, because they are rooted in purpose, not performance. They don't need to convince anyone. Their actions speak louder than their ego ever could. But detaching from ego doesn't mean you become passive or weak. It means you become grounded. You train harder not to defeat others, but to master your craft. You speak less, not because you have nothing to say, but because you're listening with greater awareness. You make decisions not based on pride, but based on truth. And this is where purpose comes in. When you replace ego with purpose, everything changes. Your goals become deeper. Your actions become cleaner. Your presence becomes magnetic. Purpose is not about chasing status. It's about aligning your energy with something greater than yourself. It's about waking up each day and asking, how can I grow? How can I serve? How can I become the most honest version of myself? Ego asks, what will they think of me? Purpose asks, what kind of man am I becoming? One leads to suffering. The other leads to freedom. When you detach from ego, you no longer fear failure because failure becomes a teacher, not a threat. You no longer seek applause because your reward is the quiet satisfaction of staying true to your path. You no longer chase perfection because your focus is on progress, not performance. And in that space, you find peace. A peace that can't be taken away by criticism or inflated by praise. A peace that comes from knowing your steps are aligned with your soul. So, I say this to you now. Do not let the ego write your story. Detach from its illusions and connect instead with the deep, quiet, powerful voice of purpose. That voice will not always scream, but it will always guide. And when you follow it, you don't just master your craft, you master yourself. 9, train your mind to stay calm in chaos. In the pursuit of self-mastery, there is one ability that separates the powerful from the ordinary, the ability to remain calm when the storm hits. Not calm when everything is going your way. Not calm when you're praised or loved or understood, but calm when the pressure rises, when people betray you, when life becomes unpredictable and painful. Chaos is not the exception in life, it's the rule. It comes without warning. It shatters your plans. It exposes your weaknesses. But here's what most people don't realize. Chaos does not destroy you, it reveals you. It strips away comfort and shows you exactly how trained your mind truly is. And for most, the truth is humbling. We've been conditioned to react. Someone disrespects us, we lash out. A plan falls apart, we panic. A person leaves, we fall into despair. But reactions are not strength. They are chains. They make you a slave to your surroundings. Self-mastery means reprogramming this pattern. It means teaching your mind to stay still while everything around you spins. It means creating an inner fortress so strong that nothing outside can shake what's inside. And that kind of mental stability doesn't come by accident. It comes through conscious, daily training. Start by watching your thoughts in difficult moments. Don't judge them. Don't fight them. Just observe the racing heart, the rising anger, the panic. They are all signals, not commands. Just because your body reacts doesn't mean your mind must follow. Learn to pause. Learn to breathe. Create space between what happens and what you do next. In martial arts, when the opponent attacks, the untrained fighter flinches or overreacts, but the master remains still inside. He does not waste energy on panic. He sees. He waits. He moves only when it's time. That stillness gives him the advantage, not just physically, but mentally. And this principle applies everywhere in life. When people insult you, don't react. Respond with awareness. When life feels unfair, don't collapse. Stand with dignity. When fear enters your heart, don't run from it. Breathe through it. This calmness is not passivity, it is precision. It is the ability to act from wisdom, not impulse. It is the highest expression of power, not to control others, but to command yourself. But how do you build it? You train. Through daily mindfulness, sit in silence, even for 5 minutes, and watch your breath. Through emotional journaling, write what you feel instead of exploding on others. Through hardship, use tough moments as tests, not curses. Every time you choose calm over chaos, you strengthen your inner warrior. Every time you hold your peace instead of reacting in anger, you polish your sword. Every time you refuse to let the storm enter your heart, you become unshakable. And eventually, something shifts. You walk into rooms where others panic and you remain grounded. You face uncertainty with a quiet confidence that no one understands. You become the eye of the storm, not because life stopped being hard, but because you became harder to break. Let others be loud. Let others seek control through noise. You move with calm. You speak with clarity. You act with power. Because the one who masters himself in chaos will never again be mastered by the world. Self-mastery is not a destination you arrive at, it's a way of living, a commitment you make every single day. It's the quiet discipline of choosing growth over comfort, presence over distraction, purpose over ego. It's not about controlling the world around you, it's about mastering the world within you. You've just walked through 9 powerful lessons that shaped me, challenged me, and ultimately freed me. Not because I was perfect, not because I was fearless, but because I was willing to look within, to train harder, to rise after falling, and to remain calm while the world tested me. Know yourself. Train your mind. Let go of the ego. Live in the moment. Be still. Be fluid. Be unstoppable. And remember this. The greatest opponent you will ever face is your own mind. The greatest victory you will ever achieve is to conquer it. So do not just seek to win fights. Do not just seek to impress others. Seek to master yourself. Because once you done a one, can take that from you. And in that mastery, you become untouchable. You become free. You become you. Now go and live like it. Be water, my friend.